Well, there's a few things that are assured in life. Death and taxes, and the fact that Carnival cruisers get upset about crazy things. There's a legit upset and a crazy thing upset I'm going to tell you about. Plus, we celebrate an American flagged cruise ship's birthday, and there's a sad tragedy coming out of Alaska. Yeah, all that and a whole lot more on today's episode. Let's go.
La Lido Loca presents The Cruise Show.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to La Lido Loca. Welcome to The Cruise Show. I am your host, Tony, here to talk you through everything going on in cruising. It's everything going on in cruising. It's for your face. It's for your face on a Monday the 8th of September, 2025. And yes, the theme song experimentation goes on. Let me just make it simple. For videos that are just about La Lido Loca, ship tours, vlogs, cruise tips, I'm going to use the I'm going to use the La Lido Loca bumper, but I need something for the cruise show. It's kind of a different thing. It's certainly inside the La Lido Loca family, but it's like a spinoff or something. La Lido Loca presents The Cruise Show. I kind of like that one, but I like the punk rock one too. I don't know. We'll continue to play around with it. Let's first talk about this tragic situation coming out of Alaska, and then we can yuck it up because I hate making jokes during the tragedy stuff. Look, Ketchikan, Alaska, super popular cruise port. One of the popular spots in Ketchikan is Creek Street. Here's some footage I took on Creek Street. You've got this bridge here, and below that bridge is Creek Street, and something crazy happened over the last weekend. A parked car apparently ran into people that were walking in that area, and the car plunged into the creek there, and somebody had to save the person that was in the car, and unfortunately, one of the people that was struck by the car, a 57-year-old woman from Auburn, Indiana, perished. She was a cruise passenger. It hasn't been identified which cruise line that she came off of or cruise ship that she came off of, but does that even matter? The poor lady passed away. Freak accident. They're investigating as to what happened, and I'm sure if more comes out, we will find out more, but devastating tragedy for just a normal walking around. We were just, Don and I were just there a few weeks ago or months ago, walking those same streets. So, you just never know. You never know. And, it's a sad time for the family and the friends of that lady. Wow. And okay, I guess since we're in Alaska, let me cover this story for you. There's been an announcement coming from Cunard Cruise Line that they're having to adjust the itinerary of one of its upcoming cruises on the Queen Elizabeth due to a landslide. The landslide brought me down. Shout out Ludacris. There was a landslide in the Tracy Arm Fjord. This Tracy Arm Fjord is a popular spot for glacier viewing. You get to go view a glacier there, but fortunately for the folks that are on the Queen Elizabeth, there's a lot of fjords and glaciers in Alaska. It's kind of why you go. So they have replaced the Tracy Arm Fjord visit with a visit to Endicott Arm. And that way, I love in their write-up, they're like, you can go see more dramatic fjords. Wouldn't it be funny if Harrison Ford's name was Harrison Fjord? That would you could definitely see a dramatic fjord. Anybody else don't like the fact that Harrison Ford poo-poos being Han Solo? Like, I get it. You don't want to be identified by a single role, but do you have to, trash it? Harrison Fjord. No, okay, but so that's a change for people that are on Cunard. Let me ask you this. Did you hear what happened on the morning of Friday, September the 5th, 2025 in Piraeus, Greece? Well, there was a good old cruise ship collision. The MV Gemini collided with the pier in Piraeus, and after further inspection, it looks like there's a gash in the hull. Did he say gash in the hull? There's a gash in the hull. Here's a photograph of that. Here's photographic evidence of the gash. 3 or 4 people were surveyed around the area, and they said that ought to buff right out. I think that'll buff right out. What do you think? Okay, they weren't surveyed in Greece. They were surveyed here in Spring Hill, Florida. I think that'll buff out. Yeah, to take it down the shop there, we'll get it buffed right out. Yeah, it happens. I mean, cruise captains that I've talked to say that it's just like taking, like flying. We're talking aviation here. No. When it comes to planes, it is the takeoff and the landing that are the most difficult part. And apparently when it comes to docking or maneuvering a cruise ship, it's the docking and undocking, which are the most challenging parts. And it just rubbed it a little bit. Just rubbed it. Maybe they can get one of them paint markers. Just paint it right out. Somebody's getting fired. I don't know. How many? Do you think there's there's a number of times you can run the cruise ship into stuff before you get fired? Is it like 0 tolerance, or is there like a 5? Like if you rub it a little bit, it's okay. If you rub it a little bit, it's okay. Yeah. What do you think? Leave a comment below. How many times should a cruise ship captain be able to run into stuff before they get in trouble? Let's talk about a celebration. A celebration of a cruise ship, a very unique cruise ship. Did you know that Norwegian Cruise Line's Pride of America is the only cruise ship, really internationally, that's flagged with a U.S. flag? And that is significant because that means they are not beholden to the Passenger Vessel Services Act or the Jones Act, acts that were enacted back in the 1800s. Basically, protectionary acts that prevent foreign companies from, disadvantaging American businesses. And that's why every cruise that you go on, you have to go to from the U.S., you have to go to some foreign country before you can come back somewhere on your trip. Well, not so for the Pride of America. There's some strict regulations. Most of the cruise ship has to be built in the United States to get this American flag, and it has to have U.S. cruise, workers on it. And Pride of America meets those requirements. They primarily sail around the Hawaiian Islands, and they got themselves a birthday. You say it's your birthday. It's my birthday too. Yeah, well, it was my birthday recently. 20 years of cruising for the Pride of America. 2 decades, still just a youngin'. Maybe. I mean, isn't the lifespan of a cruise ship 30 or 40 years? So really, she's middle age. But the cool thing about cruise lines or cruise ships, they get facelifts pretty easily. And happy birthday. Have you been on Pride of America? Is she beautiful? Leave a comment below. And I guess since we are talking about the 20th birthday of the Pride of America, big story coming out of Pier 90 in New York City. New York City? I love that salsa joke. Yes, New York City, Pier 90, and the very first sailing, the big party for the Brilliant Lady, Virgin Voyage's next cruise ship. This is a 4,000 passenger cruise ship. They had a big party. Richard Branson was there, celebrities, professional athletes, influencers. Professional athletes. Do they have professional athletes? But media and loyal Virgin fans. I like Virgin Voyages. I only did the one Virgin cruise. I thought it was a really good time, so I'm glad to see this cruise line expanding, and I know it's a lot of people's favorites. Congratulations for embarking on the Mermaiden Voyage, the very first voyage, a Brilliant Lady out of New York City. Hey, let me take a quick second here in the show to promote another show. If you love listening to people talk about cruising, I've got episode 2 up of my weekly show with my buddy Tommy Casabona called Cruise Talk Weekly. It's over on the Cruise Talk Network. We don't have a cool theme song to check out, so it's just us cutting up over there. Really good conversation on a lot of things going on in cruising. We kind of go through what's going on currently in cruising, and then we land on a topic. This week's topic is what's the perfect length of a cruise? So yeah, if you want more cruising for your face and for your ears, it's a podcast, so you can get it where you get podcasts, but you can also watch the full conversation in video form on the Cruise Talk Network. Please check it out. If you don't like it, you don't have to check it out again. But if you never checked it out, do yourself a favor. Get some more cruise content for your face. Thanks. All right, let's fix our gaze our gaze on Carnival Cruise Line. I got a pretty cool Carnival cruise story, and then I got 2 stories about cruise passengers that are upset. Carnival cruise passengers. The first story is an announcement coming from Carnival Cruise Line that in the beginning of 2027, the Carnival Firenze will operate 3 unique Carnival Journey cruises designed to highlight the culture of South America. And that's south of North America for all of you people that are geographically challenged. First of all, do you know how you catch a unique Journeys cruise? Unique up on it. Unique up on it. You know how you catch a non-unique Journeys cruise? Well, unique up on that too, because you got to be sneaky. Look, these 3 cruises, they're pretty sexy. I tell you what, I think it equals 45 days total. The first one is a 15-day cruise from Long Beach, California, and it ends up in Santiago, Chile. And so you go to Acapulco and Lima, some other stops. The second cruise, you go from Santiago to Buenos Aires in Argentina. It looks like you're sailing around the Cape of South America to do this. This is pretty amazing. And then you finish the thing up with a 16-day Buenos Aires to Miami. I tell you what, if you've ever wanted to cruise South America, but you didn't want the long flight to South America, that's pretty sexy. Like for me, I can get over to LA in about 5 hours, but I think getting down just to South America, it's all day. It's like, I think it's over like 14 hours. So this is tempting. This is a full year away. 45 days on a cruise ship, but what an epic adventure that would be. Making a note to self, or hopefully if my wife is watching the show, what do you think about this one, Jenny B? What do you think about this one, non-Jenny B? Anybody interested in doing something like this? Leave a I don't know if any of this is during like Carnival or anything like that, but that's pretty sexy. Okay, let's move on to people are angry at Carnival's policies. Yeah, I think that sums it up. People are angry at Carnival's policies. Let's start off with some Australian guests that are angry because the Carnival, with much fanfare, they released their new zero proof package. This is the new non-alcoholic drink package. And when it was launched, there was this whole list of drinks that were included, and included in that included list was specialty coffee and specialty tea. And that's the way it should be. Those are big pillars of the non-alcoholic drink community. What are the pillars of the non-alcoholic drink community? Soda, water, coffees, teas, maybe juices, but look, those are the big 4. Well, they released it, and it was on everybody's list, even people in Australia, because there's some Carnival cruises down in Australia. And then after some people in Australia booked it, Carnival came along and said, well, look, Aussie, oi, we're not including the coffee and the tea. That's not on your zero proof list. And folks in Australia went, oi. Is that, I don't want to do a bad Australian accent, but they were like, well, isn't it on the other list, the U.S. list? And they're like, yeah, it is. But not for you. Sorry. I don't know. That's annoying. That's annoying. I also saw my friend Don Terrace, Don's Family Vacations. He has another channel called Just Don, and it's about Just Don. But he also talks about cruising stuff on Just Don. And he was talking about how somebody was posting that people were upset because they thought that like minors, not people that work underground, but people that are underage, cannot get the zero proof package because you can't have an 8-year-old drinking near beer. Which I didn't. Is that true? If you are underage, can you not buy non-alcoholic beer? Is that true? Like in stores? I didn't even think about that. But either way, the Australians done got jacked up with the no coffee and no tea. I don't understand it. I don't even like. What's the why? Why are they just making so much money on coffee and tea off of Australians? They're like, well, we can't give that in the package. Yeah. Has anybody else heard about this? Now I'm questioning the validity of this story. I'll continue to dig into it, but I would be mad. I would be mad, especially if I already booked it thinking I was getting coffee and tea. And then this next person is just a psychopath. No, I don't know. That's probably not a fair thing to say, and I take it back already. But a Carnival Cruise passenger wrote into Carnival brand ambassador John Heald, wondering if John Heald could guarantee that on an upcoming cruise that this person is taking with a group of 18, that the football game, the national football game, the American football game between the Baltimore Ravens and the Kansas City Chiefs, he was looking for a John Heald guarantee that this would be played on the big screen on the cruise ship. Now, Carnival does have the rights to play NFL football games, and they do that throughout the year. They play the Super Bowl at the end of the year, but they do not know which games they're going to play. A lot of it depends where they're sailing from and what the activities on the cruise ship is and what the theme of the cruise ship is, all that kind of stuff. And so I don't know who chooses what game, but they're not going to show every game. And I think John Heald made the point, like, if you're sailing out of New Orleans, we'll probably show the Saints, that kind of stuff. And so this guy was like, look, I'm going to talk to the captain. What ship are they going on? It's some XL class cruise ship. I'm going to talk to the captain of the cruise ship to guarantee that he plays the Kansas City Baltimore game. Like, could you imagine that conversation? That you're the captain of the vessel and you're trying to take this, 100 gross ton, maritime vessel in and out of a port. You're in charge of 6,000 souls, and you're trying to and there's some Yahoo on the dock going, look. And he's probably got his face painted, and is this a Chiefs fan or is this a Ravens fan? Probably got his face painted. He's like, look, if I can't see, let's say it's a Chiefs fan. If I can't see Patrick Mahomes next Sunday, then we're going to have problems on this ship. Plus, I got to know if Taylor Swift's going to be at the game. And then I don't know any players on the Baltimore Ravens, so I'll act like I'm a Ravens fan. If I can't see Ray Lewis, how long? I think I saw Ray Lewis in the 90s playing the Titans, but is this ridiculous? Should we just say to this person, if you're that hung up on your football game, which I get it, I get the passion for sports, but you got to prioritize your hobbies then. If you want to guarantee that you're going to have that football experience that you so love during football season, then don't cruise. Maybe we should add football season. Maybe it should be like on the list of times not to cruise. You don't cruise during the Jason months because of hurricane season, and you don't cruise during the whatever months work out for football season. Your I don't know. I don't want to go there. But yeah, what do you think? Is it a reasonable request? Should Carnival guarantee this Chiefs-Ravens game and maybe give refunds to everybody if they don't, or some sort of compensation? Or is this person way out? Is this person not waving off or not fair catching a punt? I don't know. What's a good sports analogy? Leave a comment below. Look, that's everything going on in cruising. Hope you guys are having a fantastic Monday. And really, now there's nothing left to do but dance. Get up. Get up.
The Cruise Show.